Good morning. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hi, I'm Amanda, Program Director here at the Senior Center in Milford. And this morning you have Italian cultural class with Anna. Have a great time.
Wow, grazie, signora Amanda. Always very happy. And now that we are just by ourselves, I can remove my mask and have a great time with you because we're going to have a very unique, special time. Myself with all of you. And I hope that all of you is really a big group because today we're going to travel. So, before traveling though, if I am your guide, imagine we are on a bus, we already arrived in Rome. I am your guide, and I'm going to transport today to Sicily because many of you have in your blood. Many of you came from Sicily, your parents, your grandparents. So you inherited their culture, their tradition, their thinking, their way to eat, their hands, to speak, and you don't even realize. So come with me today. As I said, I will be your guide. For the people that don't know me, I'm going to introduce myself. I forgot the other times. My name is Anna. I was born here. You recognize my accent. I was born in Umbria. The town was Assisi. I'm sure you are familiar because there is St. Francis of Assisi. I came to United States 44 years ago to complete my love story. But we will be talking about my love story another time when we go to Umbria. Uh, Today we are on the bus, so be comfortable, stay with me, call your friends, whatever, having your dog on your lap, relax towards Sicily, the beautiful Sicily right here, because Italy is, so this is, the traveling, okay? We are in Rome right here, and we're going to travel very comfortable, and we're going to go to this island. The island is right here. Is a little bit detached from the point of Italy. We're going to have a little, they call it traghetto, okay, a little boat. You can put your car in it, and probably after a few hours, we're going to arrive to the marvelous island of Sicily. Sicily, and come with me during the 3,000 years of history of this island. It was not everything else in the world was not of 3,000 years ago. It was the Dubai. It was all the Las Vegas. It was the most important city of today. It was the center of civilization in the world because it's surrounded, so it's an island, right? Surrounded all the water. So everybody from Greece, from Africa, from Spain, they could come. And because the soil is very the grape, the wheat, everybody wants to make something with their seed because they will grow very well. The name of Sicily today is called Sicily because the first tribe is Sicily that arrived there. But 3,000 years ago was called Trinacria, okay? Because there are those 3 points. 1, 2, 3. This one is, you probably some parents came from down here, Pachino, okay, Messina over here, and Trapani over there. Okay? And so the Greeks were coming from this area, Syracuse, Catania. This was from the Spain, the other side, right? And Palermo is right here. Or you somebody comes from Palermo, you recognize it? Okay, so you go on the top over here. All right, there. So Trinatria, because it was the Greek island, imagine it was the face of a woman. She didn't have a hair, but she had snakes. This image came from a Greek figure. Name was Medusa. She was so upset. I don't know why she was so upset that whatever person was looking at her, who was looking at her, she will make a stone out of that person. Yeah. So the Greek thought that this image was very strong. And then they made around this thing three legs. Each one was going east, one was going south, one was going west. Okay, the 3 points of Sicily. And they put this image on the money. They coined this image on their money. After a while, they changed the image of this upset woman and they put in the middle the sun because the Romans said that Sicily was such a great island that was producing so much wheat that was the grain of the world. So there is a sun with all the wheat coming out, okay? And that was the symbol of Sicily. So already, did you see how much? You know what? Just to remember this one. When your parents and people said, oh, they come from Sicily and they were poor and there was that, don't believe them because Sicily is one of the jewels of Italy. And it is a jewel of Italy, then we should visit something, right? A glass of water now, you're getting thirsty, but just come back, okay? Because I still want to talk with you. Okay, so you feel more relaxed? Good. So now, number 2, we find out the name, the beginning, the meaning of this name, Sicily. Now, what can we go see? If we are arriving by bus in this Sicily, let's go our itinerary. So we're going to start with the northern part. And today, the first thing that we're going to see is a group of little islands north of Palermo. Okay, so they're going to be just up here. North of Palermo is over here, just north. There are 9, and they're all spread out. The name of these islands are Eolie. Say it with me. Eolie. Eolie. They are named after, the Greeks said, the king of the wind. The wind is God, the god of wind, right? Was living in one of these islands. So they named all of them with his name. But we're going to visit one special to honor Marco, that is part of our Italian group, that the family came from this island. The name is Stromboli. Stromboli. Stromboli is a volcano, an island with a big volcano, okay? And the name Stromboli means it has a shape of a cone that goes up, okay? This is famous, so probably you heard and you're going to say to yourself, oh, I know this name. What did I see about it? just you saw a movie, then they're going to have a nice time together on this island. And first, he was the director of the movie, she was just an actress, and then by the movie ended, got married in real life, right? But this beautiful island, imagine when Marco's grandparents came here, there were like 1,500 people. So it was the bottom of this volcano, okay, mountain. It was populated. Then it started going down, 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 down because the eruption is very active, the volcano. So now there are only probably 500 people, but during the summer can reach 5,000 because everybody wants to visit this island. Why is so beautiful? Even though it's so dangerous, because even last year it was erupted just in the middle of the night. And you can see during the day the lava that's coming down, the fire that's coming down all the time from one side of this mountain, of this volcano. Because, people to make money, we need money to live, to make a tourist to go see these eruptions. Okay, they're not so bad, but they happen during the day. In the island, during the night, there is no electricity. So you can see the fire from the sea. You can see the fire coming down, which is an incredible, beautiful show. But, well, dangerous, okay? So the island, there's no electricity at night. There's no bus, no car, nothing because of this very particular situation with your house is around the volcano, okay? So if you want to go visit this house, you have to walk all along the street, those little streets, there are always benches that you can sit down and just relax. So people go over there on vacation because of this natural beauty and probably to kind of feel a little interesting look at this, to kind of push that your adrenaline. So we leave Stromboli and we're going to visit something else that will be, is nearby. We come down another volcano, Mount Etna. Mount Etna. Goodness sake, you know what? And this too is active. Is in 560,000 years old. Everything in this line of the island was just created so long ago, and everything still stands there, proud, strong, okay, as the Sicilian people. So now you will say, but why these people choose to live at the bottom of this volcano? They know that they could erupt it, they're erupting every day. Every day there is a smoke coming out. Why are they doing that? And the reason is the, 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 the best wine, you're going to find those that grow at the bottom of Mount Etna because of volcanic soil. So, people, yes, they said we put our life in danger, but we can create the best product ever. So one group make a great wine, vineyards. Another one, they have a ski resort because on top there is all snow. So they have it during the winter. So again, people go over there because they're fascinated by this skiing on a volcano. But at the same time, the other side makes some money. And all doesn't exist anymore. Over the century, they were called the Navieri. Now, snow in Italian is called neve. These people imagine working on the mountain on this volcano, collect in an enormous hole all the snow that they could get, press the snow very tight, and then from October they were pressing in this big hole so it would get very like blocks, okay? Then put these blocks around April in bags, put it on the mule, and from the volcano, they will get around, okay? They will do all this work during the night, probably some into Catania. Catania probably is like, 15 miles close to Mount Etna. Don't worry about it. They were bringing all the snow because in Catania, there was a law. If the people that own the land, okay, on Mount Etna with the snow, if they can bring the snow to Catania, they will be fined with a great big ticket. They have to pay lots of money to the town hall because they didn't provide snow to make it gelato for this. Imagine the people, the government, the law, the town hall, everybody put these people to go to work all the time because they wanted their what they call it la granita, which is ice with a syrup, fruit, a fruit syrup of many different flavors, right? If they didn't supply that snow for the ice cream or for la granita, they would have to pay lots of money. So the amount snow kind of a little bad on one side. It provide on the other side, it provide a lot of work for many people. So this is life. Did you see? Sometimes it's bad on one side, sometimes it's good on the other side. This is a little parenthesis. But then on the other side, family are really together because everybody is home. So I guess what can you do? You accept it, let it be everybody. So we're going to visit. And now what are we going to do during the day? We're a little bored, tired. So we in Sicilia are called Poopy. In Catania, we are not calling the marionette like Sesame Street. Just somebody puts their hand inside the not that one. These are probably 5 pounds. They're tall, probably 3 feet tall. Okay, they're wood. They're very heavy. People kind of guide them from the top. Okay, they have all these ropes, a metal thing, to direct them. And the Sicilian, it was all over the world. They were fascinated by the show created by the marionette, which is again, I said they're called Poopy. What the story of this Poopy, it was all the time the same. It was like reciting a book. The story from Charlemagne, probably it was this Poopy started in the 1800s. The story that they were saying, the book was written in the 1500s, but the real story happened 500 years before. So they were like, 1200 years old. Okay, the story, the reality of the story, right? And so they were always in this show, all the time the same people. It was the good knight, Orlando, that was working for Charlemagne, okay? And on the other side, there were the Saracens, okay, which were invading. And why they were against each other? Because at the time, these were Christians and these were non-Christians. Or they were, the world all the time. We have to find something to go against each other, right? So, but it was not just because the religion, it was even human feeling. So there is a Orlando. Okay, that's why many of you, your ancestors were named Orlando. He was in love with a beautiful girl, Angelica. Angelica, Angela, okay? That's why you have, my sister's name is Angela. I know your aunt, your grandma, your mama was Angela because of these figures, okay? So you know what happened? Orlando had a cousin. His name was Rinaldo. Rinaldo, let me say nice. Rinaldo, okay? Guess what happened? Rinaldo loves Angelica. What can I tell you? This cousin always have something against. But Angelica loves someone else, okay? Which is a Pharisee on the other side, Medoro. So you know what happened? Orlando goes fight for the king and then go finish his life in a convent. Angelica is happy with Medoro. Okay? Hey, somebody has to be happy. So these are the stories all the time that they were being shown in the piazza, in those little alleys, in the big palace of the king. Okay? And Sicily is famous for this Poopy. So as you can see, there are many stories that your parents probably sometimes told you, sometimes they try to tell you. But as myself, with my parents and my grandparents, we were too busy to grow up, to understand the moment that we were living, to understand our generation. So we didn't pay attention to their stories. And sometimes I heard people feel, oh, I feel so bad now because I didn't pay attention. And believe me, it's not our fault. Each generation is busy to understand what's going on. And by the time you realize that the past is very important, it's a little bit, you're a little bit mature and you cannot recapture your past. So that's why I am here to tell you and present to you the past that we didn't have time to understand or to listen. So we visit today Sicily, the islands of Stromboli, Mount Etna, what to do during the day with the Poopy. And now I want to say for these people, these Sicilian people, why they were so unique, you can say. They're different. Do you know that sometimes if you ask a Sicilian and ask them, hey, are you Italian? Where you come from? The first question it would be, where you come from? A Sicilian will say immediately, I'm not Italian. And you say, huh? What are you talking about? Are you cuckoo? Because they will say, I am Sicilian. So they're very one thing about the person, because as I said before, we didn't have the time to understand or to listen to their story. But they were living in the same house probably for generation. You don't move. You do the same cooking, you do this, you listen to the same tradition, you do to the same feast. And so generation was very attached to kind of continue the same lifestyle. So this, to give it to them right. So if sometimes your parents or grandparents were a little bit severe or a little strong with you, it's because that's the way they were educated. So they were not mean. And la bella figura. What is la bella figura? La bella figura in Italian means to always be properly attracted, very attire. The attire has to be just right. Okay? So they will see, and I'm sure all of you girls, ladies, when you come to the center, you're very properly dressed. Okay, you're very properly dressed because you like to look nice. And so this is very Italian and it's called beautiful figura. Beautiful figure. This is something that was given to you by your ancestors. Another thing, so pride, bella figura. And then you've heard, I'm sure, we call it over here, became famous, sometimes in a good way, sometimes more in a bad way today. It's called la mafia. The mafia in Sicily is not called mafia, it was called Cosa Nostra, our own thing. Cosa Nostra. The way it started, it was very, very, very old. The king sometime was from Napoli, sometime, it was in, it was out, or at the time that Sicily was connected with Napoli, but, he was far away. So who takes care of the little people? Nobody. So people that had some land around, right, that were a little bit more rich, respect the other ones, that will go to these people and said, I'm going from the land. So at the beginning, the mafia or Cosa Nostra, it was something to help the people. Then in the human nature, there is greedy, 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 I want, I want, I want, I want. So it became a very strong group that actually is not very nice. But what can I tell you? That is, they started with a good intention, and sometimes they are continuing with bad intention. What can I tell you? As I said, it's really human nature. Human nature. Okay? So, pride, bella figura, mafia, Cosa Nostra. Very important, another four very important thing to do in life in Sicily is to relax, take a nap. During the day, don't be stressed. I mean, work very hard, get up very hard, go work, whatever you want to do, okay? Which it was not easy. But from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock, just relax. And I know again, Marco, he does that faithfully every day. Right, Marco? It's very important. It will rejuvenate yourself. And this was one of the characteristics of the Sicilian. Never give up and nap because it kind of makes yourself in a better way. So as you can see, what your grandparents, what your parents gave it to you, it was something very special. So when you look at them with your heart and with your mind and said, okay, I didn't understand why they did like that, why they acted like that, why we girls, we could not go out. God forbid if I put a little lipstick, or if I was going with a girlfriend, if I was going to the movie by myself, they were screaming their head off because that's the way they grew up. The land, this island, it was for many, many, many centuries under many, 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 many cultures. There were French, there were Germans, there were Jewish, there were Arabs, and every one of them bought their way of living. And so these people just continue to use those. So my friend, today, I hope you didn't feel exhausted. I hope you are not feeling exhausted by listening to all the 1,000 words that I shared with you. But I want you to remember just one thing, that your parents first, your parents acted in a certain way because they learned a very special culture. The culture that I wanted to present to you today, it was the Sicilian culture. And I wanted to present it to you The best, well, only few, because there are even more, but I don't want to bore you, okay? The special attraction in Sicily. And just the final note, it would be Sicily was the top 3,000 years ago. It was the top for our civilization. If today we know from math to science to philosophy to business to production, is all because our ancestors learn and give it to us. It's almost, you know what? It's like our body today. We learn, we give it all these virus. If the body goes in contact with the virus, we get the immunization. We become strong. So the same happened when all those 3,000 years ago people transmitted to our ancestors this culture, this way of living. Our body and it is rich of this learning. And because friend, next time we can still go in Sicily, but we want to understand the recipe, why you eat in a certain manner, why your parents, your mom cook in a certain way. Again, we will stay in Sicily. Stay with me because we can travel from our living room. We can Italy. We would be nice to explore the world. Now we do just Italy. I hope that you find a little pleasure and a little serenity in being together. Because what the reason I am doing this is not because I want to be by myself in this room. Because right now I'm not by myself. I am with you. So let's share our time until next Thursday. Okay? Ciao. This is Anna. Have a very nice week.